Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
Okay, so we all wonder if we're losing our mind or our memory. And of course, there are lots of games and exercises and things to do, but my guest today, Pamela Appel, who is in business, actually, to help people know about, it's called Akuna, but it's really, that's the name of the company. But Cogni Supreme is the product that Pamela has been so thrilled about. And I have to tell you this ahead of time. Pamela actually is a comedian, and she's trying to go straight with this Cogni Supreme because her husband needs it. He didn't really remember who she was, and she had to figure out how to get him to remember, so she took all her clothes off. No, I'm kidding. But finally, I know you're laughing here, Pamela, but this isn't a casual thing for you. You have to believe in it, you, of all people, or you would not be trying to market it. Why do you believe in this so much?
I believe in it because I know it works.
Well, tell us what it really is.
Okay, so Cogni Supreme is an all-natural liquid brain supplement. And it is, like I said, it's all natural. There's no chemicals, nothing like that. And the main active ingredient in it is called Citicoline. Citicoline is a naturally occurring substance that our bodies produce. And just like many things, when we age, we don't produce enough of it. So you're supplementing with the Cogni Supreme. And the main function of Citicoline is once it gets into the bloodstream, gets into the brain, what it does is it gets the neurotransmitters in your brain talking to each other. And it's that action of them talking to each other that's what helps you retain memory function. Because it's just like the old saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. And so that's the case with the brain as well. So the neurotransmitters are busy talking to each other. That helps you retain memory. It's also very good for improving focus and concentration. And like I said, that the main active ingredient is the Citicoline. There's some strawberry flavoring in it as well, so that it makes it taste nice. And that's really it. It's a pretty simple product. And the great thing about it is you can take it straight. You can take it just on its own. It comes with a little measuring cup. You take a dose every morning, but you can add it to other drinks too. You can add it to your favorite fruit juice or a smoothie. My aunt puts it in her blueberry smoothie in the morning, and away she goes. And it's a remarkable product.
And I was going to think about people who are really worried about their memory. How long would it take for them to see results?
Of course, it varies from person to person, but generally between 6 to 8 weeks. So with my husband, it was right around the 2-month mark that we noticed an improvement because he was having problems with short-term memory recall. So, he'd watch TV and I'd come home from work and he'd want to tell me a story about something that he had seen and he wouldn't be able to recall the name of the person that he wanted to tell me about. So we played this little guessing game because he'd say to me, the gray-haired guy. And I'd be like, okay, could you be a little more vague? And then we play this guessing game, And so now that's really improved quite a bit.
So let's just back up a little bit. So what did you think about the event? Now, Pamela came down. She's Canadian. She came down from Canada, especially for this. And so we put her to work, of course. And tell us a little bit about your feelings about what you saw and what happened. Anything exciting?
Well, I was actually quite impressed. We were, I was standing at the wheel that you had set up, which was great. I think people really enjoyed that. They love that whole, spin it and they can win something. I mean, who doesn't like winning stuff? So it was kind of interesting because you could see people were really excited about being there in that line, waiting to spin the wheel. And we were joking and saying that, we were Pat Sajak and Vanna White. So I'm not exactly sure which one I got relegated to. But at any rate, there was no spelling involved. But they were very excited. And I have to say, when they got the prizes, They were genuinely appreciative. Everybody was just thrilled. So it was really nice to see that they were appreciative of that.
Well, the other thing, though, some people who got your product, what they say about that?
They were really excited. We had quite a few people who, when they won the product, they came over to get more information from me, and I did explain it to them. I handed out some literature about the product, told them to go to the website to check it out. We have more information on the website, so they can go to cognisupreme.com. There's information on clinical trials, on studies that have been done. There's a little video that explains exactly how citicoline works in the brain. And they were all very, very interested. And there were a couple of people who were just so over the top excited. They actually said it was the best part of their day. So that was nice.
Now, I'm getting back to Cogni Supreme. I don't want people to think that now all their friends who have Alzheimer's are going to get cured. No. You got to be a little bit, I think, more careful about explaining exactly what your product does.
So that's a very good point. So this is not a medicine, and this is not intended to treat or cure Alzheimer's or dementia. It is a supplement, just in the way that you supplement for your body. It's not necessarily to treat something. It's just a matter of maintenance and prevention. And that's the exact same thing with our product. Now, I will say that the company that we get the Citicoline from, they've done extensive studies over 20, 30-year periods. They took groups of people who were predisposed to developing Alzheimer's and dementia and started them on daily doses of Citicoline. And what they found at the end of the clinical trials over this 20 and 30-year period was that of the people that did develop those diseases, the ones that were supplementing with Citicoline developed it at a much slower rate. So that's a very good sign. But again, not a cure. It's not meant for people that have already been diagnosed. If you've already been diagnosed, it's really too late to start with the supplements.
Well, we now know that the brain's taking a real it's really in the forefront of everybody's mind. For so many years, and you're old enough to know that heart, cancer, of course, those are still very important, but we didn't talk very much about the brain.
That's right.
And now we have, at our major hospitals, we have brain centers. We have, in fact, one of our major advertisers now is I don't know if you got to meet them.
I did.
You did.
I did, yes.
You got to meet Tiger, right?
Yes, I did.
Did she have her dog with her? So cute.
I love that. I talked to her, and and we're going to be connecting because I think it's a natural fit. When she was explaining exactly what their center was doing, and I thought, especially when she mentioned they were interested in holistic, because that very much fits into what we believe. So that was very interesting, and so I really do want to connect with her to see if there's a way that we can, help them implement and use the Cogni Supreme in their treatment plans for their people.
Right, there's a brain health center. That's what it is, and she's quite a dynamo. It's very, very exciting. I don't know if you've tried this, but there are a lot of neuro centers at hospitals, and I'm wondering if you have ever gone there. And I don't know, doctors are strange people about using things like this, but many of them now are into integrative health, and they're more into, just like Dr. Mencia, will use both.
Right.
So that would be a very good place to start, really, to making them aware of it. I know that our magazine, you've been advertising in our magazine, and our magazine goes to a lot of these places. But people, I think, it would be good if you had some testimonials of people, and I know you have a lot of people who've taken it and they do see it. Maybe that would help people understand what it does.
Yes. Yeah, it is a little, like you say, it's a little bit hard to explain.
You do a very good job of it, though.
Well, thank you. But I think it's because it's firsthand knowledge because, like I said, my husband uses it. And I just want to sort of give you a little, story. We sort of did a little experiment because he's been using it since November. And like I said, we noticed a difference within about 2 months. And so we did a little experiment recently where he stopped using it because we wanted just to see what would happen. So he stopped using it for a month. I thought I was going to kill him because he couldn't remember. It was a drastic difference. And even he commented on the fact that he was struggling when he was trying to explain things. He felt the frustration of that lack of concentration and
Now,
focus.
that's very, very important.
Yeah.
What you just said.
Yeah.
Now that is quite an experiment.
Yeah. So he was he was said, get me some more Cogni. He said, I don't want to stop this again. I don't want to miss it anymore.
So you're really dealing with the brain's neurons and the
It's-
dendrites
yeah.
and all those things up there, right?
That's right.
And they love this. I guess they're eating it up and they're talking. Said they're talking to each other.
They're
I wonder
talking
what
to
they're saying.
I have no idea, but
You could make something up.
I could
in your-
make a lot of things up. But another interesting thing, right before I left Toronto, I heard on the radio there was a study that was done about dementia, and they were saying that 35% of dementia cases could be alleviated by very simple things. And one of the things they talked about was that keeping the mind active. And they said that furthering your education, keeping your mind active by learning new things is a great way, they said, to get your neurotransmitters talking to each other.
I love that.
So I thought, you know what? Take Cogni. You don't have to go back to school. Just take Cogni, and your neurotransmitters will be talking up a storm.
Neurotransmitters,
So I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah. Well,
You know.
they're, I guess you've been listening to radio, television, and they have all these kinds of games and that you
That's right, yeah.
that you get. It's all not for profit things that to help people. But it's interesting that you have this in such a nice form. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
a pill.
That's right.
You could drink it. You could add it to things that, vanilla ice cream.
And that's right. You can add it to whatever you like. And what's very, very important to remember, because you mentioned pills, it's been proven that for this particular ingredient, for the Citicoline, liquid is the most effective way for it to get into the bloodstream and then break through the brain barrier. That's important because when you're taking a pill, your body's got to break it down first. And what ends up happening is, first of all, you're wasting a lot of time because it's breaking it down, and a lot of times you end up just expelling a lot of the supplement when you go to the bathroom. So it's a waste.
Well, I want to make sure everybody knows how they can contact you because that's really important.
Yes.
So what we want to do is just get on the website. It's called Cogni Supreme, Cogni Supreme, Supreme.com. CogniSupreme.com. And if you get on there, you'll be able to see and get in touch with Pamela. Pamela, who is Appel, Appel. She's the business development manager there at Akuna. They're the manufacturers, and it is in Canada, as I had said before. So what you want to do, though, is look it up. Because I'm sure you have, and I've been on it, you have a lot of information that will help them.
Yeah, and we're always adding new information. As soon as we get new information from clinical trials, from studies, we put them up on the website so that people can get a really great idea of all the things this nutrient can do, because it really is interesting.
Well, it's wonderful to have you on our show, Pamela, and to tell us, and I know you're going to go back to Canada, but I know you've given us some bottles, and we just, it's a wonderful thing for people to be taking.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for being with us.
Thanks, Anita. I appreciate it.